Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with a Prince of Cups. This is a fixed water energy. It's kind of a Scorpio energy. I don't know if any of you have strong Scorpio placements. I feel like this is someone who really does take their art seriously. This is you not as a let's say as the fool, right? Just having fun and just spontaneous, just paint everywhere. And no, this is somebody that really is very methodical, very serious, that you take your work in that very serious manner. And I think some people are a little bit intimidated by that. The suggestion is there that maybe we could be enjoying ourselves a little bit more, right? But it's almost as if the enjoyment will come. Right now is a time to, create the vision. Now is a time to really manifest. Now is a time for serious work, that your art is not a joke to you. And I say art, I just mean your creative energy, whatever it is that you're working on right now, whatever your projects are, whatever your life is, I feel is very, very creative, okay? You may not consider yourself an artist, but I feel like the rest of us would, if we knew what you were doing. Let's put this card into some context. Sometimes this card is a little bit sensitive to what other people are doing or saying or not saying, right? Can be very affected by the energy around them. I don't know why Spirit's showing me soap, like a bar of soap and the bubbles and so. I don't know, what is the soap for you? Is there, you make soap or I don't know, maybe you're washing your hands right. I don't know why I'm picking up on that. Anyway, let's keep going here. We have, we have the mutable fire energy. We have the Queen of Wands. That is your power card. That is that's your superhero card, right? And interesting that we have these two kind of, right at the very beginning, sort of in conflict with each other, it seems like. We've got a Four of Cups underneath. We've got the Death card. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. We've got the Moon. Wheel of Fortune. Three of Swords. Princess of Wands. And the Two of Cups. Wow, that's nice. I mean, you got the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Cups. I mean, come on. You should be celebrating pretty soon anyway. I feel like we're trying to take everything very seriously, because it's your path. This is your work. This is hard work. This is who you are. This is something that's affecting. Of course, it's not a joke. This is my life. We have that Sagittarius energy here with the Queen of Wands and the Prince of Cups. It's the same way if you were running a business, and this is your livelihood. This is how you support your family. This is how you're building your life up. This is serious stuff. And your employees, they're all joking around and throwing stuff, and it's just, they're not taking it seriously at all. Well, then it's almost kind of like we've got to have a conversation, okay? And I suspect that conversation is happening over here with the Three of Swords in the environment, okay? So it really could be that you are a business owner, or you are a leader, or you're just living your life, right? And the people that are around you that you are dealing with, and I don't know, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe you're getting your car fixed, right? And the people that are working there, they don't seem to be taking what they're doing seriously enough, right? And it's not that we want everybody to be like sort of, suit and tie and very professional and very, very serious all the time, We have to learn to have fun and enjoy ourselves. But it's kind of like, with your energy, I feel like there's a time and a place for that. And I don't know if this is something that maybe like Dad used to be that way. I'm getting an older kind of older school energy for you, okay, or close to you somewhere. So I feel like that we kind of want everybody to take life as seriously as we do. I wonder if there's a need for a bit of a compromise, where we'll be less sort of serious, but we want the other people to be a little bit more serious, And especially if this is something that involves your livelihood, if this is the way that you're paying the bills, the way you're supporting your family, and the people that you work with or that work for you or whatever, they don't seem to take it seriously. Maybe you're working in a department at a big company or something. And maybe you're not the boss, maybe you're doing your work. And you're taking it seriously because it's your paycheck and you need this job and this is supporting your life. And the people around you are just goofing off. They're not taking it seriously. They're just sort of, in a way, causing more work for you. Right? So I can see that there's an element of maybe frustration here. But, these two, fire and water, in a little bit of conflict, I think. Because I feel that there is, we have a relationship here that is not really getting along. Okay? Could be that we aren't really meshing well with our coworkers. It could be there's some stuff going on in the family. It could be you and your partner, your spouse, best friend, your sibling, your roommate, whatever. Right? So the fire and the water, I feel like there's some contention there. But I also feel that within you, there is this seriousness with which you're taking your work. And I think that is very helpful to you. That's a wonderful energy, because it shows that you care about this. It shows that you're paying attention. It shows that you, again, this idea of taking it seriously, right? What does that mean? Well, it means that we value what we do and we have a sense of it being important. And we have this sense of it being crucial that things are done right. Especially if we want to get the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Cups, if we want to really have success in what we're doing right now. Before we get too far into the rest of this energy, though, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. It's going to go down right here with Kevin, a.k.a. Mr. Bates, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card till the very end. Maybe it'll be the Fool. I don't know. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need. All right. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's do it together as a group exercise. Yeah. Let's take a look around the room. We've got major arcana, major arcana, major arcana. So there's this idea of slow and steady progress, right? And it's just kind of like, that to me feels like, it feels like my dad's or my grandfather's energy, where it's just like you work hard every single day, you take your life seriously, and good things will happen, Moving into the moon energy, it's kind of this, it's a bit of a dark night. It's kind of saying that, I'm taking this very seriously because the future is not guaranteed. There is no certainty. That this is like, we're going into this very scary time in our lives, in the world. Why would I be joking around? Why would I be anything other than serious and kind of scared shitless? Excuse my language. This is a family program. But going from the Death card to the Moon card is kind of like, it's this pessimism. It's just like, I'm being very I'm trying to think of another word so I don't just keep saying serious. But there is this energy here because we don't know if we're going to get this Wheel of Fortune on the other side of it. And in some ways, it makes sense, right? The future's uncertain. I better be very careful. I better really, recognize the severity, recognize the gravitas of what we're doing in our world, in our life right now, and act accordingly, But then there are others who would say, yeah, the world's going to hell in a handbasket. Why not just have a little bit of fool energy? Why take it so seriously, right? And it's all about perspective. But what we really want is to feel as if our life has meaning and purpose, that there is a reason why we're suffering the way we are, and that all of this hard work and all of this serious energy is resulting in something. That it was all for something, right? We work so hard for our lives, and we do. We take it seriously most of the time. Anyone who's always laughing and always joking around, we sort of perceive them to be kind of reckless, right? Unreliable. And we're even a little bit like we're going to keep our eye on that person. There's just something off about that person, right? Who's always just kind of always jovial, always happy, always joking around and always being silly and stuff. And it feels a little weird sometimes, right? Now this is jovial too. This is a very Jupiter energy, the Wheel of Fortune. We want a real reason to be happy and to celebrate. So I feel like you're suspending your joy and pleasure and love in order to really accomplish something. And we think of the artist, we think of a musician, right, who just having fun and just playing music and just jamming, man, and it's so cool and groovy, right? But think of the musician who really is becoming a virtuoso. Who's the greatest musician of all time? I don't even know. But for a long time, they probably sat in their room until their fingers bled from playing the guitar. They took it very seriously until they reached a level of success that just said, I made it. I really now have a reason to be the fool. Now I can laugh and joke and sing and play and be kind of wild. But there was a time, I bet you, at 10,000 hours, of trying to master something, of working very, very hard and taking the damn thing seriously. Yeah. So I feel that you're in this energy now because there's something that you're trying to master, that you're trying to get through this sort of dark period of time where you don't know what's going to happen on the other side. We're trying to get to the Wheel of Fortune, yeah. And you know that's going to take a lot of long hours, right? Late nights, a lot of saying no thank you to the things that your heart may be desiring, right? You want to go out and party with your friends. You want to go and, for me, eat ice cream every night, But for the sake of your art or your work or whatever you are creating, you're not doing that. You're saying there'll be time for that later. Right now, I've got to get this. I got to get this together. And to me, it feels like a musician, or like the time to party will be later on once you've made it. Right now is the time to really practice and get that good at it, right? So in a way, we're sort of delaying our gratification, right? But I think there are people around you that aren't. And maybe you're involved in a group and the other people aren't really taking it very seriously. They're not acknowledging the importance of it. To them, it's maybe just a weekend thing. It's a hobby. You're the one that, no, this is it. This is serious. And I know I keep using that word. So we've got our major arcana energy. We've got fire and fire, two very different types of fire. Okay, the energy that could be the energy spent goofing off is the same kind of energy that you can spend to really master what you're doing. to really get very, very good at it. And I would bet that we all know people who were very good at something when we were kids. You know, someone that was very good at playing the guitar or drawing or something. But they just kind of goofed off in life. They just had fun. Nothing really meant that much to them. They didn't have any direction or any guidance. They didn't have a sense of the importance of anything, you know. They were a little bit Princess of Wands, and nothing ever really happened, right? And then, you know, some of us may know that person that was also really good at something, guitar or drawing or something. And they spend every night after school practicing. They would go to their practices every day. They would practice at home. They would do all of the exercises around the central thing to get better and better and better at that. They knew they had something there. Or maybe they had the right kind of people in their life to give them that direction. Again, I'm getting that sort of older male energy around you, like a father figure. Someone that kind of like taught you how to work hard for something. You don't need to play and goof off right now. Once you get good at this and you're successful at this, then you'll have all the time you want to goof off and be silly and play and party, you know? I know a lot of people that had a lot of talent when we were kids. Seems like it was squandered. And now maybe that's judgmental of me. It feels kind of wrong to say that, but you know, a lot of people, I expected them to be fully realized in that skill or talent. And some of them are, some of them aren't. And I think that's the key, is that there might be a difference between now. Maybe the talent is the same. A lot of it's luck. A lot of it's who you know. But I bet that if you ask anyone that's successful at anything, how'd you get where you are? They'd say, excuse me, I might have to take this video down. They would say, I worked hard to get where I'm at, to get the success, right? So don't let anybody tell you that, you know, you're being too, whatever the word is that they use, because you're doing the right thing. And I think that's the message Spirit's trying to tell you. We have the Four of Cups underneath everything. And this, again, it's sort of like we're suspending our desires. We really want to go out and party. We want the Two of Cups. We want the satisfaction of our desires. That's coming after your success, though, you see. We want the satisfaction of our desires, but right now we're putting them on hold. We're suspending them. We're not getting rid of them. We're not throwing them away. We're just saying, now's not the time. Okay? The death card in the past position, I see that you've already made a lot of progress doing what you're doing. You've already put in a lot of hours doing it. No sense of giving up now. Doesn't make any sense to throw it all away. Okay? This is also the realization that success does not come overnight. That the result of what you're doing now, maybe you're not a musician, maybe you're not an artist, maybe you're not trying to create something, maybe you're just trying to accomplish something. There's a path that has a particular finish line for you, okay? And I think that this is a lot of hard work has to go into this thing for you. It's already been a lot of hard work. And this is like you're investing a lot of time and energy into something that on the other side of things, there's no guarantee that you're going to be successful at it. Right? So some people maybe would call you the fool. Right? You're working that hard, and it's like you're going to the gym every single day. And you're lifting your weights, you're doing your exercises, you're doing the tricep curls or the leg lifts or whatever. And you're like, you don't look any different. You don't seem any stronger to me. Why are you wasting your time? And it's up to you to shrug those people off, you know? Because, maybe there's no guarantee that you'll ever make anything of yourself with this work. Maybe you won't achieve that goal. But I feel like this is something that means a lot to you. And so you might as well keep going and see what's on the other side of this. Okay? It's, I don't know if you play, I feel like you play an instrument, right? And when you practice an instrument, day to day doesn't feel like you're improving. Same thing with going to gym. And we always talk about this with the death card. This is slow and steady progress. This is not something that overnight you're just going to be like, oh man, my muscles are huge, I'm swole, Or wow, suddenly I can play guitar. One day of practicing and now look how much better I am. It's very slow and gradual, almost imperceptible. Now I think there are these little leaps that we take. And those leaps I think are usually an Eon card or a Tower card or something like this, right? The leveling up where I'm markedly better than I was yesterday, But I think generally it's slow, steady progress over time. When you look back to where you were a year ago, you've made a lot of progress. And I think it's time that you sort of do that you take a look at where you were versus where you are now, and see that you have made a lot of progress, and see that your way of doing things, your stubbornness, your seriousness, is really paying off. Now, I think that we have a Knight of Pentacles at the top. I think that you do have an end goal in mind. You do have a future vision that you're looking at. Right, this is the card that kind of exists in the past because it's looking at the future. You know where you are, who you are, what you're doing down the road. There's a goal in mind. There's something you're trying to achieve, and you can see it in your mind's eye. You know that there's no guarantee. You know that it is a dark night of the soul to get from here to there. And maybe you aren't really sure of the path exactly. But you know what it is you want, and if you want it bad enough, you're going to get there. Okay? I think you were taught well. I think you were raised by someone that had a very good work ethic. That's what it feels like to me, a work ethic. Yeah. Very, very, a very strong figure in your life taught you how to work hard. I don't know if it was dad or grandpa or mom or whatever. I feel like an older male energy, but it might not be. Whoever in your life taught you to have goals and how to work hard to achieve those goals. Right? That's a very significant person in your life. I don't know that they're still with you. I feel like they've shifted into spirit. Yeah. I feel like they've passed into spirit. They have an N for their initial. First or last name or middle name maybe was an N, right? Yeah. Anyway, the moon card in the future position. Sometimes there isn't this bright, brilliant light at the end of the tunnel and everything is crystal clear. Some people grow up in life and they have this it's almost like they're born with the knowledge of who they're going to be and where they're going to be and where they're going to be going and what they're going to be doing, all that stuff. Some people just feel like they're born with that certainty. Oh, I know what I'm going to do when I grow up. And then you see them 40 years later that they're doing it. Like, how the heck did you do that? When I was a kid, I never knew what I wanted to do. You think I was 5 years old saying, I want to be a tarot reader on YouTube. They didn't have YouTube when I was a kid. That's how old I am. YouTube's been around forever, and it probably will be around for forever longer, but not when I was a kid. But I never had an idea of what I wanted to be. I didn't have someone in my life to instill those values in me. To have long-term goals and to work hard to achieve those. No one ever taught me that. I was the princess of wands. I maybe had talent doing some things, but I just got myself caught up into anything else. Never focused on anything, never had commitment, never had that kind of work ethic, right, till I got older. Yeah, till I got out on my own and realized you better have a work ethic, because no one's going to take care of you. But some people are just born with that certainty. I don't think you were. I think it's something that sort of, in some moments of your life, you can see the vision very clearly. At other points, it seems a little dim. Sometimes I think you get a lot of confirmations from the world around you, a lot of messages from spirit, a lot of clear communication from your spirit guides. Sometimes it seems like they've left you alone. We're going to talk about the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything, supports the channel. I appreciate that. So we've got the Jupiter energy, the Wheel of Fortune, as your general energy. This is you achieving the mastery, achieving the fortune and glory and the success for all of this hard work. Okay, and right now maybe this this moon energy is waxing. Maybe that psychic, the aperture is widening. Okay, maybe the third eye is opening a little bit, and you're able to see, yeah, okay, the confidence has returned. I know I'm going to make it. I know this is going to work. I know that all this hard work is going to pay off. Yeah. This is a life that is growing and expanding, and it's kind of like the naysayers can continue to say nay, but when you sort of exceed your own expectations and the boundaries around you are just lifted and you have this sort of wealth and this fortune and this freedom, you're not even going to remember who said what against you. Okay. But speaking of that, the Three of Swords in the position of the environment, I feel like you are kind of going to remember. Okay. This is the card of, it's the card of loss, the card of sorrow, card of guilt. It's a card of memories. I think it's something that we're always going to have to deal with because in your case, I feel like this was, and so now we're kind of seeing another side of things because I feel that this is us looking back at our life and recognizing all the things that we missed out on because we were at home practicing football or whatever, or playing guitar. And in some ways, I think this is why people who are very successful tend to go kind of wild with their success because they had to put their pleasure or their indulgence on hold for so long. Some people, of course, they're just handed success. I'm not talking about them people, but talking about you, right? You work so hard for your success that there's going to be then the pendulum's going to swing the other way. When all that stuff that we've had to deny ourselves, we now say, I want it now. I'm going to go do everything that I missed out on for the last 20 years while I was practicing or growing or climbing the ladder or working hard or whatever, right? And this is always going to be there, and it's something that we have to deal with, okay? I think that any kind of fortune and fame has its demons that come with it, okay? But I think this is worth it for you. I think we have to keep this in check. We have to not let this past sort of energy, this memory energy, affect us too much. Okay, because we don't want to go full on Princess of Wands, right? When we're over here, when we're doing the hard work, this is the energy that we don't want. We don't want to be reckless and foolish and unfocused and impulsive. We want to stay focused and work hard and take it seriously again, right? But then once we get here, the tendency is you get success, you realize all the things you missed out on in your life, and you go hog wild. Then you become the impulsive Princess of Wands. Then it's okay, right? Because you've already achieved your success. And now you can make a list of all the things you didn't get to do because you were working hard. Now you go out and do them. Now you live. Now you're 50 years old. You're going to live like you're a teenager again. You're going to live like you're in your 20s, and you're going to do all the stuff you missed out on, right? You're going to satisfy every desire, right? Two of Cups. We've got to be careful with this. Now, I know you're waiting for me to say something, but you're not going to do that, right? But here's how we prevent that from happening. I don't know that we do. I think what we need is to have a handle on it. We need to recognize that that's going to be the case, right? And I don't know how close you are to this success. I feel like you're very close. Otherwise, this reading wouldn't have come up right now, And this is a special update for you. Your readings are usually on Wednesdays and Sundays, Sagittarius. This one is today because I've just had this feeling, this instinct that you needed this message right now. And maybe the Wheel of Fortune is, maybe this energy is right now. Maybe you're getting this success right now is happening. So you got to be ready for what's coming next. Now, we should look at the mystery card. And maybe this will show us how. How do we get a handle on this flow of energy so that it doesn't completely ruin us? Well, maybe it's not going to. Two Cups is all about love. It's all about satisfying those desires and uniting with those things that your heart really, really wants. Maybe it's just about making healthy choices and getting a little bit of a handle on the queen there, or the princess, right? Using with the queen, because we have this maturity now that maybe it's okay for us to let this energy out to play a little bit. Maybe we'll get the Fool. Maybe we'll get something that's a little bit more composed. We could get the Emperor. We could get the Temperance card. I think that'd be very fitting right now, right? Let's see what we have. The Eight of Cups. Walking away from things that don't really satisfy you. So maybe it's not about getting a handle on this energy over here. Maybe it's realizing that those things that you feel that you kind of regret missing out on when you were younger because you were working hard, maybe you're realizing that those things don't mean anything anyway. Maybe you're realizing that those things aren't what are going to nourish you. That you don't really have an appetite or a desire for those things. And maybe the Princess of Wands is really going after love, the Two of Cups, those things that really, really do matter. Take your fill of love, right? You don't have to try to regulate that, right? Because those are healthy choices. And so maybe there's the solution. It's not about getting a handle on this or restraining yourself or just don't go too crazy, right? Maybe it's just like you're not going to have the appetite for that stuff anyway. Maybe. We're going to do an extended reading too before I lose my voice. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Sagittarius are Wednesdays and Sundays. This was a bonus reading for you. Be sure to watch your other two readings Wednesday and Sunday, okay? If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Give a shout out to your hometown or your home country. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.